Dr. Amanda here, and happy Friday, everyone. I am so excited to talk to you today about this topic. I have not dove into this before, but um, this was something that I definitely have struggled with. So, for those that don't know me, I am Dr. Amanda, and I am the owner and CEO of Adkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine, where we help women who are overweight prevent and reverse illnesses such as diabetes and high blood pressure. We specifically work with those illnesses and just helping people to make these simple changes in their life to make long lasting, better results in their overall health. But today we're doing a little bit different. Like I said, something that I myself have struggled with before. And I get the question of how do I stop emotional eating? So I want you all to type in the comments who struggles with emotional eating. I want to see if I am alone in this, if I was alone in this, because I hear this so much, especially with this time of year. There's a lot of stress. It's like colder outside, and you just want the comfort foods, and you're just reaching for foods because you're stressed, you're bored, you're tired, and not because you're hungry. Okay. So I want to today give you a few practical strategies to stop this cycle and regain control. Okay. So for those out there that are like recovering like me from emotional eating, I'm gonna give y'all a story like what I used to do. So not too long after I started in private practice back when I finished residency back in like 2009. I cannot believe it's that many years ago. Looking at some of the things on my timeline, like, oh my gosh, it's just been amazing. But it was a very stressful time, like going from being a resident to an attending, and like you're like, oh my gosh, like it's the buck stops with me. I have to know everything, what's going on. And we don't have to know everything. We can definitely work with our colleagues and everything like that. But it just the weight was heavier for me. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, I was just like emotional, like, what am I gonna do? And so every Friday after I finished work, I would, call my sister. I'm like, oh, this is definitely a Coca-Cola day. And I'm going to get my pizza and breadsticks with cheese sauce and marinara, and I'm just going to sit at home on the couch. So that was my way of comforting my stress that I had through the day. And I was just like, and I was just having the thought that I deserve this. I deserve to eat this food that I knew at the time was not healthy for me, but I was like, I deserve it. So I'm going to eat it because I had a stressful day. I had a stressful week, and I'm going to take these foods. Well, we can actually really think about that. When I reflect back, I'm like, was it really helping me? Like it may have felt good on my taste buds, but it kind of reinforced the stress for me and not necessarily helping me to feel better overall or to take control of what was causing the stress and to actually fix that. So a few things that I would like to just, a few things I can point out to you to help you if you are an emotional eater, like I was. So one, you can identify the triggers. Again, so I knew it was certain things in the day that I would be like, okay, I know I'm going to go get my pizza after this, or I know I'm going to get my Coca-Cola after this because it's just too much. So keep a small journal with you or the notes app in your phone. I know a lot of people use technology now. When and why you eat. Okay. So like it's not just because it's breakfast and I'm hungry, I've just done a workout, so I want to replenish my muscles. No, it's usually like, okay, I gotta hurry up and get something in because I just feel overly stressed. Or in the evening time, if you've already had dinner and you're just sitting watching TV and you're like, I'm bored, I'm gonna grab me a snack. And usually the snack is like chips or something like that. Or if you're feeling lonely, or even the opposite, you're celebrating something. So I know I tell people, like, especially my clients, like if you're celebrating something that's special and you want to, indulge for that day, just be mindful of why you're doing it. But that can be also some triggers for some people, like the holidays or celebration of some sort that they're doing, and it's a trigger and can unfortunately sometimes get you off track. So just be aware. Awareness is the first step towards change. Okay. So we want to know our triggers. Okay. Step two is we want to pause before we, excuse me, before we eat. Taking a few deep breaths, definitely saying a prayer and time of reflection, and then ask yourself this mind blowing question: am I really hungry? Or is this just emotional? Just asking yourself that question can blow your mind and really take the time to say, I'm not going to eat this. Okay. Just take a pause, create space for better choices. Okay. If the answer truly is yes, I am hungry, then of course we want you to eat, but we want you to eat nutritious foods. We don't want you just to eat anything that's out there, anything that you can grab, not the candy, not the donuts or whatever it may be around. But if you are truly hungry and your body needs nourishment, then you want to make sure that you actually feed your body at that time. We do not want you to go the complete opposite to where you feel like you can't eat. You want to, put yourself into starvation mode or anything like that. But we want to make sure you're eating and you're eating nutritiously, but you're eating when you're hungry and your body needs the nutrients, not just because you feel emotional. And again, emotional can be happy emotions, it can be stressful emotions, it can be, sad emotions, whatever it may be. But we want you to be eating because you're truly hungry. Okay. The next step you want to do is to replace the habit. So instead of your first thought when you're emotional, you want to go and grab food for that comfort, because it does something inside. You want to try to pick another option. So can you go for a short walk? You guys know I love going for walks, going outside. So that's always my first go-to. Go for a short walk. Or call a friend, see how their day is going. How can you encourage someone else? Because just sometimes taking the reflection or the spotlight off you and going on to help someone else, that can take your emotions away, to actually go on and help someone else. Then you also could do some stretching, like yoga or mindfulness, just to kind of recalibrate your mind. Like, okay, what can I do instead? Instead, I can do anything, any small replacements to that will help you. And these actually weaken your emotional eating patterns over time. So again, I was someone that was like, because of this stressful thing, I'm going to do this. But instead, I learned to take some deep breaths. I learned to go for walks. I've been like do journaling and all sorts of different things. So that has been really helpful for me. And then I already alluded to this the next step is to focus on balanced meals. Okay. So when you go to grab things, you just want to grab anything. You want to actually grab foods that's going to nourish you. So you want to make sure you're eating lots of fiber, a good amount of plant-based protein, the protein and the fiber together, that is so good. And then healthy fats that help stabilize your blood sugars. So you have those reduced cravings and you don't feel the impulse of snacking. Okay. So this can be very, very good for you, because sometimes when we eat foods, it triggers more cravings, and then it causes you to want to snack more. So I notice that if I eat, if I have junk food for some reason, then I want to eat more junk food. Or I want to eat or try to drink something that has sugar in there instead of my water. Like, what in the world is this? So craving that gives more of the cravings of the sugar. So you just want to be careful of that and just be mindful of what's going on. Okay. Then the last step is you want to practice self-compassion. Okay. So emotional eating doesn't make you weak. Okay. It does not make you weak. That is not it at all. I don't want you to feel bad if you're a person like that. It's just a coping mechanism. Okay. And we can always acknowledge it without judgment and refocus on a healthier choice the next time. And I'm going to tell you, it's not like just because I gave you these 5 steps that you're really like, every time I want to, eat something for comfort, I'm going to be like, do all these steps and I'm going to go the opposite route. There's going to be some times that you give in and you're just like, I don't care. I'm just going to go ahead and eat this food, and I'm going to feel better in this moment. Okay. And then after that, just like, okay, do some reflection, give yourself grace. And then the next time, just try again to make a healthier choice. Okay. So you can do that. It's definitely okay. Right. So the last thing I want you to do is to cause yourself to feel more stressed because you gave in, because then that'll continuously trigger that emotional eating and that cycle. And we want to try to break that cycle. Okay. So emotional eating can be managed with awareness, strategy, and support. Okay. So that's what I'm here for. I am Dr. Amanda, and I can help you come up with a personalized plan to break the cycle. So don't forget to book your appointment with me today at www.dramandamd.com. And here with us at Atkins Enlightenment Lifestyle Medicine, we can help you take back control over your relationships with food. All right. So I hope you all have a great Friday, and I hope this was inspiring for you and blessing and health to y'all. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And don't forget to share the video with someone that you think would be a benefit. Bye-bye.